All right, everybody, we are back for another edition of the Bear Clock Cast with Jack Brody and Michael Rapolo. And let's get straight into this. So, like every Bears game this year, it seems that we always have to have our heart rates at 150 for the whole game in order for us to actually win a football game. Because for 3.5 quarters of a 5-quarter football game, because that did go into overtime, uh, I did not think we were going to win. In fact, I thought for the whole game, leading up to the fourth quarter, that Caleb wouldn't even reach 200 passing yards because he was at like 140 for most of the game. In the like with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, he had 140 or 150, and I'm like, oh my god, this cannot be happening. Not against the Packers. Like this just and for the people that I'm sure all Bears fans watched it because it's the Bears versus Packers rivalry, but uh, the backup had to come in for Jordan Love, and he looked considerably good. I'm sorry to say it, but he did look considerably good. He did only have one passing touchdown, but it was a pretty important one. But in the end, because of some Caleb magic and some great play calls, we won 22-16 in overtime. So me and my dad went to my friend's house to watch my dad's friend's house to watch it, and I have to say we were out in the table upset for the whole first 3 quarters of that football game. It was crazy. I mean, and I am astounded that we won, but we won. So Jack, what are your thoughts on the game? And then I'll go to Michael.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we've had this feeling so often this season, but this game was probably the perfect microcosm of every single game we've had this season, it feels like. We had a classic Nashawn Wright forced fumble on Josh Jacobs at the goal line when things looked absolutely bleak. We've seen that before in Washington where things looked completely dead. Forced fumble turns things around. We saw the offense really struggle for 3 quarters, like we've seen a lot this year, and then Caleb just absolutely turning it on in the fourth. Like that was some of the best football he's played, using his legs, using his arm to extend plays. I mean, it was just so fun to watch. It was the best Bears game of our lifetime. We were all just talking about it. None of us are old enough to remember the Bears' last Super Bowl run, and the last time we won a playoff game was 2010 against the Seahawks in the divisional round. So even then, it's been a minute, and then we lost to the Packers the next game. So it was just such a fun game to watch. I watched it with my dad as well. Like any Bears fan, it's a family event. It's usually a family thing. So just being able to experience that was pretty cool on Saturday night.
Yeah, I have to say though, it was very weird to experience on a Saturday night. I've I know that weeks 16, 17, and 18 they do have Saturday night football because of the fact that college football is over, but it just doesn't feel right to say the words NFL football on Saturday, like, or Friday, because like there's Black Friday football
Uh,
games. There's gonna be games on Christmas, which is a Thursday, so that makes more sense. But usually there's only one football game on Thursdays. There's three on Thursday. There's two at 1 o'clock, or is it one at 1
Right?
and then
Is
one at
it 1-3
5?
and then or yeah, whatever
I
it
don't know. The
is.
Christmas Day games are terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and they're on Netflix, so you know that's gonna lag
It's going to be like a quarter behind what's actually
crazy.
going
Yeah.
on.
Like that's why I'm like gonna tell my dad, like, I don't know if we should watch them because like I know this is kind of off topic because it's not football, but for anyone that watched like the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight on Netflix or whatever,
It sure
Netflix
did.
Netflix was crashing because of how many people were watching it. If that many people are watching that, imagine how many people are going to be watching football on Netflix. Like,
Yeah.
that
I'll be
is pure
watching some
respect.
NBA Christmas Day games.
Exactly. Yep.
So I'm sorry, Michael, to talk before you,
No, you're good.
but what were your thoughts on this game?
I thought we were losing the game for sure. Like, we played 3.5 quarters of football that were terrible.
Uh-huh.
And then we had the touchdown drive the field goal with 2 minutes left.
And I
We
was
get the
losing my
onside.
mind we didn't get that off before the 2-minute warning too.
I
Yeah.
was a little pissed at that too. And
then we get the onside, and then we come down and we score, and I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. What's going on? But can we talk about the Zacchaeus drop right at him?
Yeah.
That was
That was
terrible.
a huge play. First of all, I'm gonna come out and say this. I in my life, I have caught one football, and it was at a flag football field down the street from my house. And I am going to admit this, that catch was for a touchdown, which is awesome in my personal experience because I have never actually caught a football in a real high school game or any game like that. But I personally think I could have caught that ball. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that. I mean, it was right in it. It was in his chest, and when it hits your chest, all you have to do is get your hands on it to catch it. And Zacchaeus, he does make some plays, but it always feels like when the play matters, he screws up.
Yeah, it's like he'll make the one like good play, and then he'll make like
And
4 bad ones.
he had that actually.
Yeah.
This game, he had the like a 30-yard catch, like on the second or third play of the game, and that was his biggest play of the game.
Yeah, I just don't know why our receivers, like, when one person remembers how to catch the ball, the other person gets dropsies. Like, there was a couple games where DJ couldn't remember how to catch a football, and now he's back to catching everything thrown his way. Like, we've seen it with a couple guys this year. Zacchaeus, it's just really frustrating to watch in real time.
Oh, it
I
is.
do wanna say something though. That Jordan Love hit was payback from the DJ hit. I want to say that.
Yes,
I don't even think it just wasn't even that, like, bad.
It wasn't even bad.
If Love doesn't, like, yes, it's a penalty because of the rules. Like, that's just how the NFL is called nowadays. But,
Yeah.
like, it's tough to say that Booker can do anything differently. Like, if Love doesn't drop his head like that, he hits him on the shoulder pad, and that's exactly what
And
you're
that's
supposed to do. Because you can't go low anymore either.
And
No, because
honestly,
if you go low, that's also roughing the passer.
Yeah.
honestly, if Jordan Love doesn't drop his head and that tackle still happens, that is a normal sack. That is
Yeah.
a normal sack. It's not and honestly, a couple years ago, that play for unnecessary roughness or roughing the passer or whatever, that wouldn't have been called.
Yeah. So
but-
I just wanted to point that out because that hit that Nixon had on DJ Moore was like intentionally dirty. Like,
Yeah, that was
he could have.
Yeah, he could have avoided that.
But DJ did get the last laugh because his touchdown was on Keyshawn Nixon or whatever.
Yeah, Keyshawn. Can I also say, what's up with the NFL like not calling pass interference on deep balls? That was a pass interference on Nixon, 110%. And then I don't know if you guys watched the game last night, the New England-Baltimore game. Keyshawn Boutte got tackled to the ground on like a 60-yard pass attempt, and they just didn't call PI. It was the weirdest thing I've ever watched in real time. Even the announcers were like, what is going on?
Wow. So
yeah, they're getting weird about that. I don't know.
I mean, that was another very hard fought game to watch and hard, to not be upset. But when the Bears come out on top, you can't you don't care, honestly. And this leads perfectly into the next topic. So the Bears are in the playoffs. They clinched last night. We don't know their seeding, but we will go into that near the end of the episode. But now I am going to say something that I will never ever admit that I said, and I know that it's being recorded, and people are gonna, clown me for saying that I will never admit it, and I just admitted it. But the Bears are in the playoffs because of Aaron Rodgers. It pains me to say that because we needed Aaron Rodgers to beat the Packers or
The
beat
Lions, yeah.
the Lions to get us in the playoffs. And now, for the last 10 seconds of the game, I was holding my breath because I watched that whole game to make sure that the Bears were going to be in the playoffs. And with like 5 minutes left of the uh, Steelers and Lions game, the Steelers were up 29-17. Now, I thought about turning it off, but I wasn't going to risk that. So I watched the rest of the game. When the Lions scored and made it 24-29, I was like, oh no, this might not be good. But and the Lions got the ball back.
Because the
And
Steelers missed a field goal, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, after a missed field goal by Chris Boswell, which was a very short field goal. It was like 38 yards or something. It wasn't
he's good.
far of a kick. So like when that happened, I'm like, oh God, if we have to go into this like next week against the 49ers without being in the playoffs, I mean, I think we could have gotten it done, but I was going to be a little bit, mad. But because of a offensive pass interference by Amon-Ra St. Brown, a play that would have counted for a touchdown got called back, and the clock's hit 0. So, hey, Aaron Rodgers and a fantastic running game by Jaylen Warren and the Steelers offense got the Bears in the playoffs. So, what are your thoughts on this, Jack? And then I'll go then I'll ask Michael the same question.
Yeah, I was like such conflicting emotions watching that game because I had benched Jaylen Warren in fantasy for
Ooh.
Travion Henderson, who then scored me 2 points last night and got hurt in the fantasy championship. So I was like absolutely so mad at myself because I was like, why did I not start Jaylen Warren? But anyways, I could not believe the Steelers won that game. I didn't think they had any chance going into Detroit. Detroit was 7.5-point favorites, which admittedly was very high of a spread when it didn't need to be. But it's just incredible after starting the season 0-2 in Ben Johnson's first year that we are now 11-4 in the playoffs, very close to clinching the NFC North and looking like one of the more complete football teams in the NFC. Like, it's just awesome that we now don't have to worry because, like you said, I think we would have gotten it done eventually. Like, Detroit would have lost another one or we would have won one more. But I would have been real nervous having to go into Week 18, playing Detroit at home, needing to win to make the playoffs. Like, that would have been scary.
Yes. I mean, I am a little nervous to go into San Francisco because of the fact that, I mean, even though the passing attack or the passing defense for the 49ers isn't that great, it is still the 49ers, and they have a way better offense than we do defense. So, I'm curious to see if we win against the 49ers. I hope we do, but I
don't know. All I know is we have Ben Johnson and they don't. That's all I know.
They have Kyle Shanahan, which was
all I know is we have Ben Johnson.
So, I mean, that's a fair point, Michael. But what are your thoughts on this? I mean, it feels like it's been like it hasn't, but it feels like it's been 20 years since we've been in the playoffs. So what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, this is going to be our first time since 2020. We made it in 2020.
We snuck in 2020. We didn't deserve to be in it in 2020, but
no. but we did make it in 2020. So this is the first time. This feels great. This feels a lot different too. Like
Oh,
this is
absolutely.
this is like not like your team, like your normal Bears team where like they're sneaking out wins but they don't look good. We're sneaking out wins and we look good. Everything's just flowing right. Yeah, we can fix up defense a little bit so they don't score as much points on us, but as long as the offense does its job, it's fine.
Yep.
And I'm going to be honest, I hope we beat the 49ers because I want the Packers to lose out and Lions to win out. So I wouldn't care if Lions beat us week 18 because then it's Lions in the playoffs and not the Packers. So that's what I want to happen
I did not think of that.
because they'll be at 10 wins and the Packers. Wait,
They'll
no, the
be
Packers had the stupid tie.
no, but they'd be 9-6-1. They can. It's Detroit gets eliminated with either a Green Bay win or Detroit losing one of their last two.
Okay.
Like
So, yeah,
one more
Detroit went
Green
out.
Bay win. Yeah, like Green Bay has to lose this week to the Ravens, and Detroit's got to beat whoever they're playing.
Okay, yeah, as long as we win against the 49ers, I'll take a loss against the Lions so the Packers are out if the Packers lose against Baltimore next week. So, but that's
Yeah,
all I got to say.
that's a good point. But going into the next topic, so now people might question why I put this in all caps because I mean Caleb was 19 for 34 for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm copying a couple of great coaches. One is a great college coach, and one is a great, well, at least has been a great NFL coach. He's not necessarily a great NFL coach this year, but the saying is you can't win a game in the first quarter, you can't win a game in the second quarter, you can't win a game in the third quarter. I mean, I can't necessarily say you can win a game in the fourth quarter because we didn't win a game in the fourth quarter. We won the game in overtime. But for the people that don't know, the two coaches that I'm referencing are Pete Carroll and Ed Ogeron. But going into the fourth quarter, Caleb Williams had 140 passing yards and no touchdowns. And then when he gets into the fourth quarter, he turns on a switch. He just flips a switch and he just works his magic and he ends the game with 250 and 2 touchdowns. Now, the play of the game was definitely the touchdown to DJ, which oh my god, I mean, he was literally being blinded by Keyshawn Nixon, and he still caught the ball with ease. And the first touchdown that Caleb had was a busted coverage, but I'm gonna thank the Packers for that because if that didn't happen, we wouldn't have tied the game and won. So, but I know that 250 yards and 2 touchdowns doesn't sound like a lot, but in the last 2 games, Caleb has had almost 500 passing yards and 4 touchdowns and no interceptions. So he's working his magic. And I mean, that throw to DJ at the end was just a beautifully thrown ball. There's an argument for it being one of the best throws that he's made this year. I mean, it would definitely be in my top 5. I mean, if I had to give you a top 3 right now, I would say one would be the one that he made to DJ on Saturday. One would be another one to DJ the week before against the Browns near the end, near his second touchdown, which when it was like across his body. And then my third would probably be the flea flicker to Luther Burden. Honestly, those would
Really?
be
Yeah,
Mine
those
are-
are the 3 that came to my head too.
mine came back to back to back weeks this year. The Packers game to Zacchaeus, that touchdown.
Oh, that was a tight one. Yeah, that was a tight one.
That was he threw it perfectly where only Zacchaeus could catch it. So that was one that came to my mind. But yeah, the Luther one too.
I mean, that one wasn't necessarily like a challenging throw. It was
just so impressive with the arm strength that he could throw it that far.
That's what made it on my. That's why it made it on my list, because it was impressive. But like I just know that something in the future, like that we have our future quarterback. We have our quarterback for the future, because I'm gonna say it, like I don't think there's like any quarterback that could necessarily make some of those throws. Like, I mean, after the one last week against the Browns to DJ, the second one, the really complicated one, people were posting that there was only one other quarterback that could make that throw, and that quarterback was Joe Montana, and it was just so. And there were side by side comparisons of each other, and they looked so similar. I'm like, wow, they're actually telling the truth right now. Like, this is true. But I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on this? I mean, Michael, why don't you go first, and then I'll go to Jack.
So here's something with Caleb and all this. So we all know how Troy Aikman hates him, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know who loves him?
Tom Brady. Tom Brady.
So that says something. If Tom Brady's praising a quarterback, he's good. So that's something. And then also to go with that throw to DJ to win the game, I feel like there's only 3 quarterbacks that can actually like make that throw other than Caleb.
Who are they?
Brady. He has made that throw to Randy Moss.
Yep, that's true.
Pains me to say that Aaron Rodgers made multiple throws like that.
That's true.
And
Patrick
Mahomes. And Drake May.
And Drake May, yep.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Drake May. The
3 were Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. Those are the 3.
That's fair. But
it's a cool list to be on.
You could put Drake May on that list, and I would agree with you.
I would not, but yeah.
I was half joking. He does have a really good deep ball, but
he does.
I will say, thank God Caleb is good, because if we had to watch Drake May do what he's doing and we drafted another bum quarterback, I'd be losing my mind right now.
Yeah.
Like, I would not be able to sleep at night.
I have to say, I could not sleep after the end of Saturday's game. I didn't go to sleep till like 1:00 because of how excited I was.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't go to sleep till 4 a.m. Too much adrenaline.
Oh, trust me, we all had adrenaline, pal. We all had adrenaline. But what about you, Jack? What do you wait? Did I already ask you?
Yeah, Jack.
No. I just had one quick thing. I just think it's like we've made a lot to note about Caleb's completion percentage this year. Like, that's an example. Like, the explosive plays are there, which is why the Bears offense has still been able to be good, and we've been able to get such big chunk plays running the ball. If Caleb just gets the percentage up like a couple percent, this offense is going to be like 2018 Chiefs level, and I promise you that.
If he doesn't get it up this year, it's gonna happen next year.
It's just crazy because completion percentage also comes with receiver drops and throwaways. You take that out, he's at like 63, 64%.
Yeah, he definitely has been very unfortunate this year, like unlucky in terms of where the number's actually at. But if he just regresses to the mean as far as like less drops, a little bit less pressure, and having to throw the ball away, he's going to be like, it's going to be there.
Yeah.
Well, here's what my thing is, and it kind of actually goes well into the next topic, which I will actually put on the screen here. So DJ Moore is really making his case to stay for next season with all of the injuries that are happening with the Bears receiver room right now. But here's my thing. If I'm going to say most likely when he stays, you probably need to restructure his contract a little bit, because it is very expensive, and we don't have a lot of cap space right now. In fact, I don't think we actually have any because of the contracts we gave away last offseason. And this is the time when you add players to, support your team when your quarterback is on a cheap rookie deal. But here's the thing. So I believe that next year the Bears receiver room will consist of DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and Luther Burden as the top three. So I think Olamide Zaccheaus is gone, unless you want to sign him to be your fourth or fifth receiver. I could see that happening, but I'm not going to say that I want it to happen because he does drop balls when it's most important. But if you bring back DJ, you probably want to restructure his contract. And if you guys watched the post game press conference with DJ Moore, he was like happy and excited to be with Caleb when he was like he screamed Caleb's name. It was insane, and in that moment, I'm like, I don't know, I don't know. DJ Moore looks like he might want to stay, and we've been making the case where we might need to look to trade DJ because of his contract, but he's with all the injuries, he's making his case to stay, and I want him to stay because he's a team player and he never gets hurt. He makes the catches when it's most important, and just figure out a way to keep him on a little bit of a cheaper deal. But Jack, what are your thoughts on this? And then I'll go to Michael.
Yeah, it seemed like for the first 20 to 25 games of Caleb and DJ playing together, they just had absolutely no chemistry. Like, for whatever reason, they just could not connect. And then starting maybe like 5-6 weeks ago with that 2-touchdown game in Cincinnati, like I feel like they've just flipped a page a little bit. Obviously, there's been a couple duds in there as well. The first game,
Sure,
he didn't play well, but I just think if they continue to show this chemistry and Caleb shows that continued reliance on him in the big moments, you can't get rid of him, which is not something I was saying a couple weeks ago. Like I was fully on board, like we were talking about. Like maybe it's time to move on if he's going to be paid this much because Burden's look so good. But I mean, if DJ can get back to the form he's been in past years and develop that chemistry with Caleb, it's just going to continue to open up the offense. And I'm really excited for when Rome and Burden are healthy and come back because a healthy trio of those three guys come playoff time, if Caleb trusts all of them and they're all on the same page, could be something really fun.
Which actually, since you brought up Luther and Rome, I do hope we at least get one of them back next week.
I would assume Luther. I think Rome might be done like rest of the regular season.
Yeah, I think we get Luther back, and then Rome comes back. Maybe Detroit game, just for a few downs.
I agree with you guys. But what about you, Michael? What are your thoughts on DJ making his case to stay?
Yeah, I mean, when we said this, what was it earlier, with him probably getting traded away, I was like, you only trade him if you're getting like good draft value. That was how I was, but I was all about restructuring his contract, making him stay. I want DJ in Chicago. Even if the chemistry was off for the first 25 games, I always wanted him here. I was so happy when we traded for him with that first pick. So, I don't know. DJ Moore has to stay. He has to. Even if he's not going to be like that 1,000-yard receiver, but I think he has to stay as long as we restructure his contract. I am on board with that.
Another thing, this is his first winning season since high school. So it'd be so cruel to trade him away after this.
That is a good point, Jack. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, he was winning.
He might even come to Ryan Poles' office and say after that, after being with you guys for my first winning season, I'll take a pay cut to stay here. Just let me stay because usually when trades like this happen, they get traded to a team that is absolute crap. Like look at
Look
okay,
at DJ Moore when he got traded here.
Yeah.
yeah, that's an example. But also look at like when OBJ got traded from the New York Giants to the Cleveland Browns, which I will admit, going from the Giants to the Browns is not much of a difference, but it looked really bad for for uh, for Odell Beckham when he went to the Browns, because the Browns just turn everyone's career to crap, pretty much. But I'm actually going to hand this topic over to Jack because he's the one that is brushed up on this the most. So Jack, why don't you talk about our most likely playoff scenarios?
Yeah, so I will.
Weeks.
So obviously, as Grant mentioned and we talked about earlier, the Bears have clinched the playoffs, so we don't have to worry about missing anymore. The most likely scenarios for us to get in, if we win one more game, we will clinch the NFC North, or if the Packers lose one more game. So we are very close to clinching our division, which would obviously give us a top 4 seed. Grant, you got some?
And it's very important to mention this. So I'm sorry to cut you off, Jack.
No, you're good.
But Jordan Love and Malik Willis have injuries right now. Jordan Love is in concussion protocol, and Malik Willis has a shoulder injury. So, in the, I don't know how highly likelihood, but in the likelihood that both of them are down for next game with the Packers and Ravens, I'm going to give the edge to the Ravens there, even with.
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
Clayton.
We might see Brett Favre come out of retirement. Philip done it.
Yeah, honestly, the way we're going nowadays. But yeah, I think it's Clayton Tune, former Cardinals.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, he's not very good. If you look up his highlights on YouTube, you probably won't get any actual highlights. It'll just be like funny compilations of him being a goober playing quarterback. But that's obviously very important for the Bears. We are now 6-1 at home this year. We are a very good team at home, and obviously Chicago's very behind this team right now. So assuming we win the NFC North, the Bears will be able to be seated no lower than third, and that is because the winner of the NFC South, either the Tampa Bay Bucks or the Carolina Panthers, cannot pass us now. They both have at least 7 losses. So it comes down to whether the Bears
have 8, actually.
Yes, 7+ losses, I should say. So it'll come down to whether or not the Bears get the 1, the 2, or the 3 this playoffs. For the Bears to get the 1, they would need to win at San Francisco and then beat the Lions at home in Week 17. And the only help they need would be for Seattle to lose Week 18 at the Niners. They hold the tiebreaker over the Rams due to conference record. So even if they were to win the division and we finished with the same record, we would take the tiebreaker. And the same goes with Seattle, I believe. For the Bears to get the 2, pretty simple. Even if we win out, if Seattle wins out, they're the 1, we're the 2. If we were to lose one of our next 2 and the Rams were to win out, we would also be the 2 to the Rams 1. And then to get the 3 would be a little bit more difficult. Philly already has 5 losses, and we have the head-to-head against them. So we would need to lose out, and Philly would need to win out for them to pass us. So most likely, the Bears are looking at a 2 seed, which I will just say is a little bit scary considering the 7 seed, which will be our first-round matchup, is almost guaranteed to be either the Packers or the Lions.
Yeah.
So that's my little rundown. I think it's most likely we get the 2. I'm hoping for the 1. If we get home field throughout the playoffs, I might actually seriously consider the Bears making the Super Bowl run this year.
Yeah, I'm going to say this right now. If we get the 1 seed, I think we're going to make the Super Bowl. I don't think we're going to win. I think we'll make it.
Yeah, at the very least, I think we could make it to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
I have to say this though. So something that I forgot to mention, we do have a speech that we will talk about after this. But when we win a Super Bowl with with Ben Johnson. I can't wait for that good, better, best speech. That is going to be the best post game speech that we have ever heard. I don't care what is said in it. It's just going to be the best one. It's going to be so good, and all of them are just so good that I can't like. I don't think that Ben Johnson can top the last one, and then he does the next week. It's just so.
Hear me out. Hear me out. If we do win the Super Bowl with Ben Johnson, he's got to do it on the podium with the mic when they're handing out the trophy.
That
I think he has to.
that would be awesome. That'd be awesome. I would love that. But I'm gonna say it. I do agree with you, Jack. I do imagine us most likely being the two. And honestly, I did say that I did think that the Bears would beat the Packers twice. So we beaten them
We're
once.
creeping closer and closer to that.
So we're almost there. And honestly, let me say this. So Caleb Williams is probably not going to reach the 4,000 pass yard mark.
It is doable though.
It is 300 yards per game.
It is doable, but here's my thing. I'm a little pissed off that it doesn't include the playoffs because those are more games and you're playing more games. So shouldn't it be allowed that it should count in the playoffs too?
I mean, we can just make up our own record and say it counts, but
we could.
I think we might do that. Honestly, I don't care what people in the comments say.
We'll have a Bear Claw Cast official statistics record, and we'll count it as 4,000 yards if he gets it in the playoffs.
But let's I mean, what about you, Michael? What do you think will be the most likely playoff scenario for us?
I do think we'll get two. I don't see Seattle losing to the 49ers, unfortunately, because I can honestly see
once already, week 1.
Yeah, but I don't know. This Seattle team's nuts for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't see the line, but then again, I also don't see the 49ers losing 2 in a row to finish the season. So, or possibly 3. Who knows? Phillip comes out, throws a gem against the Niners, and then he lose 3 in a row. But no, I don't see that happening, unfortunately. But it could. But if we do get the 1 seed, I think we're going to the Super Bowl. I'm gonna say that.
I do have a question. Do you guys see in any way if there's a possibility at week 18 if the Lions know that they don't have anything to fight for? Do you think it's at all possible that they rest their starters and we play our starters and we just kick the shit out of them?
No, there's no. I don't think there's.
They're not going to bench their starters though.
We might sit our starters. Yeah. Like if Philly loses this week, and we lose this week, and the Packers lose this week, but the Seahawks win and the Rams win, then I don't think there's much at stake for that last matchup. Like I think we're locked into 2 no matter what.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I want Caleb to get the all-time passing record, and if he only plays next week, he'd have to get 438 yards against the 49ers. Now
doable.
The 49ers pass offense or pass defense is not great, but I just don't see
Jeff. Oh, sorry.
All right, you're back.
There we go.
I don't see Caleb getting 438 passing yards against the 49ers if he's benched in week 18. Now, that's not me saying that I don't want to see how Tyson Bagent does in this offense. I do want to see him, but I also want to see Caleb get a record, and he's gotten a couple records this year. He's gotten the least amount of interceptions record with 12. The last one was 14, and that was by Jacoby Brissett for some crazy miracle. But I want to see him get get 3,900 yards, and that's 500. Well, he really only needs like 440, but I want to see him get 3,900. I do imagine him being able to get 28 touchdowns if he plays the next 2 games. He's at 23. He's gotten 2 the last couple weeks, so he'd be at 27. I think he can get 28, honestly. And 28 to 6, that's a pretty good 20 pass TD interception ratio there. Barring he doesn't throw any more interceptions, which he doesn't seem to throw a lot, so it is possible. But let's get into our last topic because we're kind of rambling about everything else here. So we do have a game speech. DJ got a game ball. Blackwell got a game ball. There were 4.
Cairo got one.
Cairo and then Cairo
DJ,
and then
Cairo, Blackwell,
and the rookie.
Yeah, Jade.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I forgot about that. So let's get into the speech here. I've got it pulled up on my Twitter before we do this. Got to pull that down a little bit. Put the sound.
Hell yeah! Let me tell you something right now. This is a special group. Say it. This doesn't happen everywhere, gentlemen. Where we are right now, what you guys are doing, it's no fluke. It's no fluke. You are mentally tough, you're physically tough, and you fight all 60 minutes. Hell of a job. Hell of a job. Man, we said all week long we had to be great in the red zone. We had to be great in the red zone. 0 for 5 defense in the red zone. Now bear with me for a second. I got 4 game balls here, all right? Because that sequence there at the end, a number of guys stepped up, all right? Let me start with the first one. Cairo Santos.
No, I don't have many words, man. It's special to do this with you guys, coaches, players, and it's all glory to God, man.
Fourth down, cover 0. Who do you throw it to? Johnny Walker! Hey, man. I just want to say, bro, I appreciate y'all, bro. Bear down, bro. Man, special teams demon coming through for us right when we need it. Oh, yeah. All right? Yeah. We need an onside kick. Josh Blackwell.
I appreciate y'all, bro, man. It takes all of us, man, and we keep winning, man. Let's keep doing it, man.
Last one here, man. It's a hand game. Hey, Caleb, I love you. All right? But this was not going to you, all right? Because this guy battled through, man. He went down early. He got back up. He knew this team needed him for 60 minutes. DJ Moore!
Appreciate the play call. I seen us when we had it at practice. Appreciate y'all. We had almost the exact same look. 0. I knew Caleb was gonna give me a chance. Perfect ball. At the end of the day.
All right, hey, make sure you enjoy it, all right? The big games, they keep coming now. The big games keep coming. The job is not done. Do not forget that. Do not forget that. Bring it on in! Come on. Here we go. Come on. Turn me up, man. Good, better, better. Good, better, better. Never let it rest. Never let it rest. Good gets better. Good gets better. Better gets better. Better gets better. Here's on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bears!
I mean, everything that just went on in that speech just was absolutely correct. I do love the fact that he does say to Caleb, Caleb, you probably deserve this, but it's not going to you because, I mean, he made the perfect throw, but the most important thing to happen when you're tied like that is the catch. And DJ made a great catch. Honestly, I don't think anyone else on this team would be able to make that catch if they were being guarded like that. So that is true there. But I mean, just it just feels so good to have a team that is just totally bought into all this stuff and actually like want to play all 60 minutes for their head coach, because I'm going to say it, we haven't had a coach that players want to play for probably the last like 2 or 3 head coaches. I mean, aside from maybe 2018 when we did get 12 wins, I mean, everyone was just like always quitting in the last minute because of the fact that they knew that they were going to lose. Not this group. And just wait until we get some more pieces on defense with an edge rusher to pair with Montez Sweat and maybe another safety. Just wait until we get some more competent pieces on defense. This team is going to be even more scary than it is already, because this team is scary. It's just we're missing a couple pieces. So what are your guys' thoughts on this? Jack, why don't you go first, and then we'll end on Michael.
Yeah, I got nothing. I also got to get going soon, so I don't want to take too much longer talking, so I'll give it to Michael.
Sure.
Yeah, I got nothing really. It's just this team's scary. Just watch out.
Yeah. Can't wait for whatever happens in the future. We beat the Packers, and that's what matters. That's what matters because we did, even when we probably shouldn't have, honestly. But we're gonna end here, and hope you guys enjoyed this one. We'll see you next Saturday for the pregame against the 49ers. Turn this off.